Hey, we're going to talk about the state of the environment again, and I want to show you uh, what I'm looking at every day. Hold on. See that? Called bad air. You can barely see the mountains. So, what do we do? I'll take off my mask first of all. I'm sorry I didn't put makeup on, but this thought is important to talk about. You need to be wearing these. And this is a N95. I think it is anyway. Let's see. It's my new jewelry. Wearing these masks is kind of becoming part of the life. This is a 3M brand, yes, an N95. It's best if you wet them, and that way it cuts out the particulates. But I came back to my little spot in pie, and uh, all I could see was all this little black stuff. I went, oh my God, that's just, the particulates are that big. So I was sweeping them off my porch and out of my house, which was closed up for the time I was in Chiang Mai. And it's rough on the throat, so I'm not going to be able to stay here long because I can't breathe. And we need to know that, one of the things in the country as I am, this is just burning of raw materials, mostly the leaves that have fallen off the trees because they do the fire prevention kind of thing here in the mountains. But the crops are sprayed, and the stuff that's sprayed also gets caught up in the air. So we're taking in those pesticides, which is why we've got such high lung cancer rates up here. And one of the things that's important that we all recognize that the airs we all share now, we're all sharing these particulates, and you're getting them in smaller doses, may not feel it, except you just like feel, I just feel tired. Why? What's going on? It's just because your lungs are not getting what they need. They're not getting oxygenated enough from what they're taking in because it's polluted. So we can't ignore that at all. And you need to own one of these bad boys and own a few of them. And I would probably invest in a bunch. Don't get the cheap ones. Get the N95s, and then wet them again. Do your best to take care of your lungs. In Chiang Mai, there's a lot of effort. And John Massman, thank you for your work in that, leading and working with CMU and PIM at City Life, working to work on this air and look at what we're doing to ourselves. We can't ignore this anymore. It's in our face, and it's not going away. It just gets worse. And the problem is the earth circulates the air. Northern hemisphere, we're all breathing the same air. I left LA to get away from, as an environmental refugee, I left to get away from the radioactivity in the air. And with my Geiger counter, which I purchased a nice Russian ones that got used in Chernobyl a lot, and said, let's see what it is the air and what is my government saying about how safe is the air. And it was not good. And then I got here, and it was a little better 4 years ago, but that's changed, and it was as bad as LA was when I left. I went down to the southern hemisphere to see if I could find cleaner air there. No, they have nuclear plants too, and most of them made by GE, which those are the ones that the engines are failing. So I'm like, oh dear. Um, so we're not getting away from the air problem, and those of you who live in urban cities are getting hit with it even worse because you're getting the nano. And since I just saw a video on nano sperm that can release a chemical in the body when it finds the spot it's supposed to be going to, that you're probably already in transhuman states of being. And your body will start making decisions against your mind. You'll crave things, or things will shift that you're not expecting. So the only way I can suggest to you is to cover up if you've got to deal with it every day, and move out as soon as possible and get away from it. Um, Chemtrails have happened here in Thailand as well. I've witnessed some and have photographed some down south where we don't get the smoke. But it's just interesting when you understand how governments can work on their own people But it's an act of war if you do it to somebody else, but you can do it to your own people. And now we've seen that it is legal. There is no against no laws. And since we are a planet ruled by admiralty law, and the smaller laws that we do amongst ourselves in our individual countries are, you know, don't really matter much. Well, not true. They matter, but on a bigger scale, to understand why the world is in the mess it is looking at those. How does the planet get away with this kind of behavior? And so that's at the level that has to change. And I don't see that happening in our current systems, and I see it happening with new systems being created. And so I will be working and focusing on those new systems with those other groups that have done them. And we need to look for them and find them. I don't feel the need to create one because it's a whale of an effort. But it's being done. So don't think you're going to be stuck in this system forever. You can move out of the matrix and create your own matrix, is really the way that should be written. There's no escaping the planet in this particular shells that we have, these bodies, but we can through other means. So Elon Musk is trying to build his way out, and I'm like, I think there's an easier way, bro. We might want to try to ascend out and not be stuck in the body and thinking this is the only way we're going to get out. So I'm going to put my mask back on. I'm going to wish y'all well and ask that you take the effort to take care of your bodies as vehemently now as possible. Namaste, y'all.